maybe we're changing the culture too much here. Maybe we're pushing I won't screw that up again. Sean.
I know.
Sean. All right. Just welcome to ProTalks. This is episode number 2. We start to bring on guests now, so it'll be getting pretty interesting. Sean, guest number 1. You don't know her, so this is going to be a fun introduction for yourself. Somebody I've really grown to like here, but she has 3 generations behind her in the construction industry, something you don't see very often. And she actually left her family business, which was as a subcontractor, stepping into the general contracting world. And then something she and I both really have in common here is we really strongly advocate for culture change, and particularly in the construction industry, whether it be technologies or, women in the construction industry. Rebekka Marinov, if you would, just detail us out. Tell us about yourself a little bit, introduce.
So I am the vice president of LokiVon and Associates. We are a Florida boutique construction manager and contracting partner. We do full service, relationship driven, real property expert, experienced in all phases of design and construction across all commercial product types. That's who we are, LokiVon and Associates. My husband worked for a larger firm in the Orlando market. Well, he worked his way from digging ditches in the field into that role. And I was in the subcontract market. TNT Construction was the name of our family business. We started from zero. My family bankrupted a residential company. And so we went to the commercial market because no one knew us. That was the thing to do. My mom is the driving female behind that. She's brilliant. She has made a mark in the concrete world, in the tilt wall panel world. And I'm really proud of her. I'm proud of what she's done. I'm proud of her direction. I call her often and I'm constantly congratulating, well done, wow. And she's done it for 30 years. Now there's been a shift where it's like, wow, if you're a woman, it's kitschy. And it's like, oh, there's this woman out here, in the construction industry now. So my parents did that about 3 years ago. My brother is another part. It's hard in a family business, and him and I didn't see eye to eye on different things. So I decided to take a step away and go out there and start a general contracting firm. My husband and I together decided that would be the best route for us and our family.
So was your husband already in the industry himself?
He was with Lamb for a long time, and then he did some consulting work, and then we made the decision to make that shift so that we would then open our own doors and run our own flagship.
Got it. And let's see, just so I get the story clear, when did he come in? When did you and him, when did you guys meet and start, finding?
So we met 9 years ago on a fishing trip, actually. We were both married at the time. I had 2 kids. I was a single mom. It wasn't the best start, but 9 years later, we got married 2 years ago. We've fought all the challenges, hurdles. We had a baby, got knocked up out of wedlock. That's kind of the reason why my brother and I didn't see eye to eye.
You'll find out quickly. You're not by yourself, and
I don't, and it's something I'm proud of. I'm super proud of these things. I used to deal with shame a lot, and especially a female in the construction business. My voice doesn't get heard all the time. And so after doing this for 30 years, I'm 38, so 8 years, I was riding in the truck with my dad. But for the last 30, you get heard in the accounting part when you're talking to the CFO or somebody. The people in the field make it and the people in the office rake it. But I like to transition and go out into the field and work out there. And I like being out in the field with the guys, learning, doing. It's where I am best. And even my husband, who's really experienced at finding and identifying qualities in construction people, he was like, why were you in accounting for so long? What in the world was your family thinking? And he's the one that really empowered me to have that business development cap, go out there and talk to asset managers and developers. And I pretty much put the bait on the hook, throw it out there, and he gaffs the fish and brings it in the boat. We do it together. When we go to a best and final meeting, we close deals together, and that's where we're really super dynamic. And then we go run the projects with our superintendents.
Right, and
Oh, wow.
yeah. So I was telling you about that as well, Sean. See, something that she and I have in common is about the field experience, particularly of management. You know, if you track my history back far enough, you'll find out where in my earlier years of project management that we would hire for MIT management training, my first move is to put them in the field. I mean, I'd purchase tools and I'd send them with the crews to the field, because my belief system says that, hey, if you're coming in, you're going to be well for me, you need to have two very important things. And that's one, a relationship with the crews. You're a young manager. I dealt with being a young manager and having to, you know, basically boss guys that were older than me, and especially guys that have been in the years and were very successful at the trade, but they did not appreciate a young manager coming in. And it was a bad look. You know, I got called college boy as a young manager. It was kind of, yeah, it was annoying to me because I kind of held back that I knew the trade as well. I'd actually, you know, right out of college, I've got quite a bit of field experience. You know, I was a college boy with a shovel. That's what I said all the time. I wanted to learn it from start to finish. And so when I send managers out to the field to learn field work, you know, to me is that they can't estimate for me unless they have some knowledge of what goes into that takeoff. So, you know, and I actually got pushback from one of the large corporations I was PMing for, and ended up closing my entire department down and left the company. You know,
that's crazy.
This was where the conflict began, is they would not let me train new managers the way, if they were going to work under me, I needed them to have a certain base knowledge. And that was something that's a part of the, if that's a culture change, that's fine. I'll push for that as well. But that is something that, I mean, when you mentioned the relationship between field and office, I think it starts with the manager knowing what goes on in the field more.
So I did accounting forever. That's all I did. And my main objective was to always make sure that the accounting principles and practices, which obviously you would use GAAP accounting principles when it's going to translate to the CFO, but the day-to-day process of job cost, invoice, change orders, and how that comes to the office, a lot of time can really put a stop in the wheel, right? Because there's an accounting practice that the company is holding to that then doesn't allow the superintendent or project manager to really do their job out there. And I always had a broader picture of that. And I was the accounting manager for my family's business, and I ran that function with the controller, if you will. And then my main goal was always to keep production going, constantly keep production. So I had a real different aspect, bird's view, if you will, of trying to be a service to the people in the field, where helping them cost code, helping them get their invoices done, helping them with their billings. I really tried to try to generate keeping the project going forward. With that, I was able to really facilitate a relationship with guys in the field. I started to gain an understanding of how important production was. Like I said, you make it out there, we rake it in here. We got to keep making it or we're not going to rake it. True. So fast forward to where I'm at right now. And really, I give all the credit to Josh, my husband, identifying that if you can do that and you can keep those wheels going in that kind of culture environment where there's a lot, my brother was like a tremendous micromanager, right? And that's where the stuff would come. And I'm like, no, we're not going to stop production. And we just weren't aligned in goals. And so he identified and then me. And so in the field, and what I really enjoy doing today and where I thrive, and just like this conversation with you, meeting you guys and seeing that our ideas for construction are aligned. So absolutely. I can go out in the field and talk to people, identify a problem. And when I identify a problem with an owner, right, when we're talking about properties, I can identify a problem and then come up with a solution that then turns into a project. Yes. With my superintendents, I can identify problems and avoid things that are going to interrupt the project. But I'm able to talk to people and interact with them in such a way where I'm not managing them. We're all kind of going to achieve the same goal. So when we talk about, and team is so overdone. Like, can we stop saying, like, I do it too. I'll be like, oh, hey, team. Yep. Hey, team meeting, this and that. And it's like, sometimes like everything's teamy, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's just really identifying you, right? And these people that are out there and saying, hey, we're all here trying to make a check and trying to make money. Let's do this together, right?
True.
Go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, I want to interject and agree with you about teams being overrated and overused. With my colleagues and my subordinates at work, I refer to them as the woes. So I had
like
me
whoa,
and
like
my
Master P.
Drake, actually. I got it
comes.
from Drake.
Like whoa.
It's rolling down the 6 with my woes.
I saw the tie get adjusted there. I caught that.
Working on excellence.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Like whoa, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
So I'll be like, good morning, woes.